Hello, this is Curtis Ebling, and this is my reflection video over my 4-week project in which I chose to learn the fundamentals and basics of the program Blender. So with the fundamentals I learned, I was wanting to learn how to 3D model, rig a 3D model, and then the beginnings of animation. So starting off, I was learning how to 3D model, and the first thing I had to learn was how to manipulate around the program itself, in which moving around holding Alt to move around like this, Shift Alt to move side to side, and then moving the object, pressing G is the hotkey, R for rotation, S for scale, like so. And what I found most difficult is just figuring out all the different hotkeys of the program, as there are multiple to learn, learning how to maneuver side bars like this, just controlling all the different manipulable functions throughout the program. So another thing I was learning is you have different modes throughout Blender. You have object mode, you have edit mode, all these different types of things. And the main things you really use throughout it is object and edit mode. Now object mode sticks all your shapes together in one, while edit mode allows you to directly edit that shape. So by double clicking these, you select different vertices. Pressing G moves those vertices individually. Shift double clicking will select multiple, like here I can select this entire side and it'll move the entire side. Now one of the more important things is learning how to extrude a side from the shape. This basically means that instead of manipulating the entire shape like this, it will split the shape so that it will only manipulate the plane that you are on. By pressing E, you do this, and it will only affect what's continuation from the selected area. So aside from learning 3D modeling, I also worked on rigging, which I can show you in this 3D model that I used that came with a tutorial on YouTube, which is right here from the Blender YouTube channel. It's a list of multiple fundamental videos just showing you the basics of Blender, how to manipulate, how to use all different tools like the knife tool, texturing, mapping, light sources, rendering cycles, parenting, and all that. So this right here is Archibald, and he is the model I followed along with in the video to render, or rig, sorry. And as you can see, if I go into pose mode, I can manipulate these different objects separately and move different parts of them. Now this is because I put a layer of objects called bones throughout the object and parented those bones to the object itself. Now parenting, what that does is it takes an object and pretty much attaches it to another object so that when one moves, the other one will move with it. Now the best part about Blender is that you can automatically configure the object to move in a way that it would normally by doing something called automatic weight painting. Now what weight painting is when you paint different weights on the object in order for it to show how things are affected. So like if it has a higher weight, it'll be affected more by when the object moves. If it's lower, it won't be affected as much. Now, simple enough animation using keyframes. You move along with this record button, and once you hit a point, you will move the object to that point, and the object will automatically move to that location. So I made a simple little animation for this guy where he's simply just waving. And that was my main introduction into animation and beginnings of it. Pretty much from this point on, you can just continue on and make longer animations, and after you create multiple different characters and an environment throughout here, you can add in different lightings. Like down here, you have a light source that you can move around, and it will affect how the scene will look. So that is a overview of my 4-week project. I would say it worked pretty well. Everything was pretty simple and straightforward to learn. Blender does occasionally get confusing, but if you spend enough time on it, it is a great tool to use for animation. Thank you.